and kick this show off. So there is yours truly, Dave Newell. But I want to go ahead and kick off this morning's show about something that some of you have probably followed and some may have questions about. So the issue that has come up as recently as Wednesday was American Capital consent order was approved by the court here in Leon County. That consent order started the 30-day clock that all policies will cease at 12:01, April 14th, 2021. So I have a couple blogs on this and recommend you all, if you're not part of our FAI community, that you get on there and sign up and follow the folks like myself, Laura Pierce, Kyle Ulrich, Jeff Odom, Keith Jones, and others, BG Murphy, that are blogging on a pretty regular basis about issues concerning independent agents here in Florida. So, but that's the latest information about that. A lot of intel about what's required of agents and what you need to do to transition these policies from American Capital to either the private market option, an E&S market, and certainly Citizens is now engaged in that conversation to take some of these risks. So, but let's turn to our guests. And Mike, I can't hear anything here, but if you guys can hear me, which it sounds like you can, I want to make sure they're unmuted.
We're good.
Okay, yeah, Christine, Viviana, and Mark, you were muted. You muted yourself. So if you could unmute, I'm gonna welcome Marc Burdell. And at first, when I spoke to Mark, I thought he said Burnell, and I said, "Man, we got the former Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback online," and then he corrected me and said Burdell. So, Mark, are you with us? Attendee is self-muted. There we go. Viviana is now ready to go. Yeah, I hear you, Viviana.
I think they're having some issues
They are?
with the mute.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so right click. Oh, just click on them. Sorry, folks, a little technical difficulty. We've got it. It's saying you guys have self-muted. Oh, I hear Christine.
Yeah, it looks like.
All right.
Oh, Christine, you should be okay now.
Okay.
I am okay now.
Yeah, Christine, you sound good. All right, Mark, where are you?
He's trying.
I understand. So, so we have Christine, we have Viviana, and we'll have Mark on in a second from trustedchoice.com. And again, folks, we're excited, and we really, especially, we encourage them every time, but especially this set of guests have such a great panel this morning, and so this is endeavor that if you have questions, these are the folks to ask to this morning. And we've got a great presentation, but we're certainly going to encourage questions from you guys as we go through these presentations. So
I can kick it off too till Mark.
Okay, Christine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just go. Here we go. Let's just start with the agenda that you guys provided to us, and we'll get to as many slides as we can. But go ahead, Christine.
It's me, Viviana.
Viviana. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Viviana Buzo, the marketing director here at trustedchoice.com. And just to kick off the presentation, we're just going to give you a quick agenda. We're going to start off by telling you the trustedchoice.com story. We're going to tell you about the awesome All States SEO partnership that we have with Florida. And also, we're going to give you a little update on some new and exciting options we have for our Advantage subscriptions.
Mark, I think I got you now. Excuse me, Viviana. Mark, I got you.
Oh, yep, he's on now.
Yep, I think you did.
Perfect.
Sorry, the unmute button just came off. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, heard you fine. Okay, Viviana, sorry to interrupt.
Fantastic.
No, it's okay. Now we can give Mark and Christine a chance to introduce themselves as well.
Okay, perfect. All right, go ahead, Mark.
Okay, yeah, I heard everything. Just you couldn't hear me. So good morning, everyone. This is Marc Burdell at trustedchoice.com. I am out in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I work with all of our new agency sales team, marketing team, client success team, but I also work with all of our state partners, so including the FAIA. And I appreciate you inviting me to this discussion. And I'll turn it over to Christine to introduce herself.
Good morning, Christine McLaughlin. I recently joined TrustedChoice.com. I'll be working with Marc on the SEO program and some of our specialist accounts, and I am based in Chicago and look forward to working with you all.
Well, good. Well, thanks for all three of you being online this morning and providing some great content for the members that have tuned in this morning. So, Viviana, I think we're back to you to go ahead and just run through some of the first part of the agenda.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess I'll go into detail the same Marc and Christine went into. I am based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin as well. I've been with TrustedChoice.com now for about 2 years. And I mainly work with the marketing aspect with our agency partners and also a lot with state SEO and working with all of the great associations across the nation. So, yeah, see you next slide.
Okie dokie.
Next one.
Next one.
All right, cool. So, exclusively for Big I members, TrustedChoice.com is the #1 online resource for connecting insurance buyers with independent insurance agents like yourself. We strive to give independent insurance agents the digital advantage they need to remain digitally relevant. We work every day to make sure that independent agents have a strong presence online where they can be understood and be found when consumers are researching their insurance options online. We showcase agencies in the National Independent Agent Directory and give them that SEO boost they need to strengthen their digital footprint. Next slide. So we were super excited when we found out that we have attracted over 30 million online shoppers to TrustedChoice.com since 2013 when we first launched. All the work we've put in has brought us to this number, to this date, and we're still working every day to make sure that that number keeps jumping. Next slide. And even more exciting for us, and hopefully for yourself, is that in 2020, we drove over 200,000 unique insurance shoppers in Florida alone that were researching their insurance options. Next slide.
You know, let me just stop you for just a sec. So what did 2019 look like? Do you have a comparison? I
don't have those numbers on me. Marc, do you know? Otherwise, we can definitely get those.
Yeah, just curious.
Yeah, we had about a 15% increase overall. So I don't know exactly in Florida. We could look it up, but about 15% less.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So how are we driving all this traffic? It is through constant research, search engine optimization, aka SEO, insurance buyer data gathering that we accomplished that. We're working 100% for you behind the scenes so that we can make sure when somebody's entering an insurance term on Google, TrustedChoice.com is there. We have a team made up of writers, editors, proofers, insurance experts like yourself, link builders, and SEO specialists, kind of doing all of this work to make sure that we're there. All of these people are working together to bring awesome content and Google keyword rankings. Right now, we have over 41,000 content pages on TrustedChoice.com, and we continue to add hundreds of more pages of keyword-rich content each month. You know, we make sure that the content is accurate and compliant, and also interesting to our readers. Next slide. With all this content out there, we currently rank for over 192,000 insurance keywords and phrases on Google. So what does that mean? Pretty much when people are going to Google to search for insurance, we try to be there. And then we drive these people into our website to work with independent agents like yourself. I don't want to bore you with the technical details, but Google does look at thousands of off-site factors to determine if insurance shoppers like us or not. We take care of a lot of those off-site factors and generate thousands of backlinks each year. And with all of this work, Google sees us, TrustedChoice.com, as an authoritative expert on insurance. And in turn, we digitally lend that authority over to agents like yourself that have a presence on trustedchoice.com. Next slide. We were recently selected as the 2020 Best Insurance Website by Web Awards, and we have over 100 success stories from agents like yourself who are actively participating. And many of those agents are Florida. We have so many Florida agents participating on trustedchoice.com. I strongly encourage you all to visit our YouTube channel and just check out some of those stories and check out some of the strategies those agents are using to leverage trustedchoice.com.
Hey, this is Dave. How can folks that are on this call this morning, and certainly the ones that will listen to this later on, how can they leverage that? Do they contact you all, or do you all reach out to agents in Florida to try to gather some of these success stories?
Well, these success stories are active participants that have done a little bit more, and Marc's going to go a little bit more into like the options that agents have in terms of what they can do to really increase their presence on trustedchoice.com. Every Big I member does currently have a directory listing, but you can definitely do more. And all of these agent success stories are agencies who have taken the extra step to increase their digital presence on trustedchoice.com.
Okay, perfect.
And Dave, just to add to that, this is Marc. We certainly reach out to agents all the time. We have folks that are always doing the outreach to solicit these success stories. But if an agent wanted to contact us, we're going to put up some information at the end with our contact info. They can reach out to us too. We'd be happy to talk with them about a success story.
Yeah. I figured it worked both ways. Just wanted to clarify.
And now I'll pass it over to Marc, who's going to tell us all about the All States SEO program and give us a little detail on the advantage options we have.
Sounds great. Thanks, Viviana. Hope everyone can hear me. Good morning again. You can hit the next slide and I'll talk a little bit about the All States SEO program. So trustedchoice.com, we've been the SEO partner of the Big I. We're going into year number 9. We're in year number 9. And we actually got started on the national level. And then about 6 years ago, we started a state SEO program, which is kind of morphed into the All States SEO program you know today. So you can see we started out with really nothing, no SEO work in 2013. And these types of programs take time. As Viviana said, we're out there. We have contractors and writers, and we're publishing content online every day, every week, every year. And more insurance shoppers are finding our content. But this is just our success rate over these past 8 years on the national level and 6 years on the state level. But we have 41,000 keywords and phrases on page 1 of the Google search results. You can go to the next page. These are content pages. So when a consumer Googles in anything about any of these, so if you have a question about car insurance in Florida up in the top right, or just coverage insurance in general about things in Florida on the top left, we create all of this content. Google crawls this content, and when a consumer does a search on google.com, these are pages we want to show up as close to the top of the search results as possible. But this is why we do thousands and thousands of pieces of content, so that we cast a wide enough net that Google finds us and puts us as a resource to those shoppers who are searching online. You go to the next slide. These are just some of the examples. The national keywords are great, and everybody knows auto insurance and home insurance and small business insurance. But what we've been able to do at the All States level is actually create these geo-centric pages where you can see we actually put in, here we've got Florida builder's risk at the top, so we use the state name. But as you go down here, you can see we also move into cities, towns, counties, etc., because local shoppers many times put in where they are as they're doing their search. They want to find things near them. They want to find things that are specific to their city and their state. So these are just examples of keywords that we have built content for and we now rank for. And on the right-hand side, you can see the actual website address, the URL that you could click on and find the content we've built for the state of Florida and the FAIA. You can go to the next page. Yep. We could spend a lot of time on this. We won't this morning, but this is just a screenshot We've also worked with the FAIA, who's a great partner, and we built this consumer web portal. This is basically the Florida version of trustedchoice.com. So if you went to trustedchoice.com, you'd see a cityscape and it'd be a little more generic. We work with the team there at the association to build the Florida version of that. And both of these homepages go right to the same place. They come into trustedchoice.com and they allow us to put the right agent with the right consumer at the right time. But we built this with the staff there, and it's done great over the last couple of years, and we'll continue to do so. You go to the next page. Another thing we wanted to bring up this morning, and we can follow up at the end. We're going to leave our information. You can see the address down there at the bottom. But because FAIA works with TrustedChoice.com and the All States program as an upgraded gold member, all independent agents in the state of Florida have access to a free Member Plus profile. So right now, you may be on have a basic profile sitting out there. That's basically your directory listing. It comes with your membership, but you do have access to a free Member Plus profile. And you can see what that allows you to do over here is to add information, unique information about each of your agencies, so that you can show up in our search results and be recommended to shoppers as a member of the FAIA and the Big I.
And
Marc,
Marc,
go to the next page.
Just reiterate. I mean, it's those members on this call today and those that will listen to this in the future. This is part of their member benefit here at FAI, correct?
Absolutely. This is being provided by FAIA to all of its members, so that they can have a little better profile than just a basic listing in the National Directory of Independent Agents.
Yep. Okay. Just want to clarify because somebody chimed in.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Keep those questions coming. That's great.
Okay.
All right. And then the next thing we wanted to talk about were the Advantage subscriptions. Many of you have probably seen over the years, TrustedChoice.com offers what we call Advantage subscriptions, which really allow you to showcase your agency online with an Advantage profile. We have built new profiles and just launched them just a couple of months ago, really trying to give every one of you out there the opportunity to find and use one of these type profiles. So we've listened to our agents across the country. We know what they're looking for, and we've expanded, and we now have 4 different types of Advantage profiles to offer to you. I'm not going to go through all of them I will go through all of them very quickly, but I really want to focus over here on the Advantage profile first and just show everybody kind of what that Advantage profile looks like. And then at the end, we'll kind of talk through the differences between the 4. So the first one is just a pure Advantage profile that allows you as an independent agency to be recognized and understood. You'll be in our National Independent Agent Directory. You'll have a pin that shows you a little bit better than your basic profile, and we'll also provide you with a detailed agency profile that you'll need to fill out so that you can provide those consumers with the information about your profile. Go to the next page. And so what this does, if you have an Advantage profile, it allows you to be recognized by shoppers, by consumers, by researchers as a top-tier agency in your area. It tells them you're independent and professional, certainly shows that you're working to be digitally competitive and to show up online. It allows them to kind of do some pre-work on you in the insurance space, and then it allows other independent insurance companies to see you as well. So some of your appointed companies, and even those that you may not be appointed with yet, will see you on your Advantage profile. You go to the next slide. Another great benefit of the Advantage profile is it will let your profile be found in Google searches. So someone comes in and puts insurance agents in the Google search bar, as you see there at the top. TrustedChoice.com agency profiles do show up regularly in your area because you have the Advantage profile. We're the #1 organic result most times when a shopper across the country puts in insurance agents. Next slide. Here's another way that we allow you to be recognized. This is the new independent insurance agent directory. It's found at trustedchoice.com in the top right corner. We have over 26,000 agencies in the national directory. And this is what a spot here in Illinois looks like. It's just a screenshot. But you can see, depending on the product you have, you either have a gray dot here on the map for your basic profiles. You can get a blue dot or a blue pen with a star in it, where we verified you as a member plus profile or agent. And then if you buy an Advantage subscription, we'll talk the different subscriptions some more, then you'll be in an orange pen and be a recommended Advantage insurance agent as well. So this is just what our national directory looks like. And all of you are on here as basic members, who you have the ability to really separate yourself with an Advantage profile. You can go to the next page. So as you can see, when you go into an area and you kind of click into that area, all of the agencies will show up, and over here they'll show up listed, ranked by the type of profile they have, so that the consumer can get you even easier. These gray basic profiles will show up down below. They look a little different, a little more generic. They have the Trusted Choice logo. But the Advantage subscribers who have profiles here, they show up at the top, and you get a lot more information about the consumer. Will see a lot more about your agency profile just on this tile. So they'll see the name, they'll see your logo, they'll see that you have ratings and reviews, they'll see the lines of coverage that you write, address, phone number, and the consumer can actually click here to see your profile, or click here to answer some questions to start the quoting process with you. This is what a basic profile looks like, that gray dot. If you're a Big I member, you get one of these. And as you can see here, we offer you the ability, you can just go right to your own basic profile on the national directory and claim your upgraded profile. So that's one place you can start to do that. We're going to give you other options, but basically here it's a name, it's a phone number, a chance to claim your actual Advantage program or profile, excuse me. It's a Trusted Choice logo, and then it's a spot on a map that shows where your agency is located. This is the basic agency that is unclaimed by ABC Associates in this case. Next page. For Oak Mountain, whom you saw before on the directory listings, they are an Advantage subscriber. So this is what their profile looks like compared to that basic profile. So you can see this is really our attempt to allow Oak Mountain to be understood by shoppers in their area who are looking for insurance that they write. And you can see they put their own logo in. We list them as verified. We do a more detailed street map. We have their hours down the side. We have an about us statement where they tell shoppers what they specialize in, what they're looking for. And then down here we have the types of insurance that they like to write at Oak Mountain Insurance. You can go to the next page. And then it lists under personal insurance the different types of insurance they write as well. We continue on with the office hours and the map, but this is as the consumer clicks on About Us, then goes to coverages. Now you can go to the next slide. And this is where they can highlight their team. And we see great results when you put your team photos into your profile so that people kind of know who they'll be working with and be familiar when they come to your office. All right, you can go to the next page. So that's kind of the key overview of the Advantage profile. All the other options here to the right will include everything we just talked about. That was the base. That was the Advantage profile set of pages that we would work with you to fill out and then post on your profile online, so that consumers can find you and understand you. Next page. I'm going to go quicker for these. The next level up is the Advantage profile SEO. And once again, you know, these stack on each other. You still get the Advantage profile I just talked about, but now we will turn on the SEO switch. We've talked about, you know, all the numbers and all the content we have. We are a domain authority. We have a high score online with Google. And what we can do is help you plug into that domain authority and really highlight. You can go to the next slide. and really highlight down here, you can see your agency website and social media channels will backlink with trustedchoice.com. So they'll get some of the SEO juice that trustedchoice.com has built, and that will attach to your agency website and your social media channels. So we would flip that switch and add SEO to your Advantage profile in this product. You can go to the next slide. The next piece and next offering is the Advantage Preferred profile. So we have this one and one other. Advantage Preferred, the biggest difference, you still get Advantage Profile, Advantage SEO, but the biggest difference is at this point, once you've filled out your profile and a consumer finds you online, we recommend your agency to that consumer. You can go to the next page. And so when a consumer comes online in your area within 60 miles of your office and they're looking for a certain type of insurance, if you write that insurance, if you filled out your appetite and it matches what this consumer is looking for, we will recommend you to this insurance shopper. You go to the next page. And once again, this is how we do it. It's by diligently building web content, posting the web content, making sure Google finds us. We're constantly optimizing our content. We refresh each page every year, but this is how we really show you. And in some cases here, you can see this little highlighted box on the right. We make agency recommendations right there on the content page. So in this case, if I were looking for workers' comp insurance and I found this page, if I just wanted to click on Oak Mountain, we give the consumer the opportunity to select them right there. They don't have to. They could click the request a quote button up at the top. We have more request quote button throughout the material. And then they could go through our funnel, answer questions of what they're looking for, and do a funnel search to find other agents. But we give the consumer every opportunity to find you as an independent agent in our content and by your profile. You go to the next page. And this is just some of the funnel questions we ask. If the consumer clicked on one of those orange buttons to get a quote, they tell us kind of what they're looking for. In this case, general liability and property. Next page, we can take them through a few questions. And then what comes out of there is an agency recommendation page or agency recommendation reports that we've listed this one by best match for the consumer. So a consumer came in this case, on the left side, you can see they were in the zip code 60563. They were looking for auto and home. They answered a few questions, and this is how the match came up. So 97% match with Oak Mountain Insurance Company, also with Doug Ware Insurance Company, 97 with Goodwin, Layden and Associates. So you say, okay, well, everyone's 97%. That's great. That's a great match. The consumer can actually click on 3 different agency profiles here. They can select 3 different agencies to work with. So it really gives everyone a chance to compete. And then when you talk to that consumer, you can really kind of show them why you're an expert, why you'd be great to work with. They'll come to you for that question. If they want to look at a couple others, they're welcome to do so. You can go to the next page. And then every month we will send you a report card that shows you how you did for the month. So in this case, Oak Mountain has been our sample agency. We recommended Oak Mountain last month, the month of September, to 125 insurance shoppers. And at the bottom, it tells you how many insurance shoppers were within 60 miles of the city they're in. So we do give you some detailed reports. And the next page.
So Mark,
yeah, go ahead.
Was saying that, so the 125 is based on the recommendation, but they could have found these agents also doing this that just weren't the recommended ones on the search, right?
They could have found them on the page that came up from the search, or they could have found them on the national directory too. Absolutely.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind, folks. I mean, this thing works off of other, metrics, and so there may be some other options here that certainly the recommended version is that, but you may be found other ways as well. So just wanted to point that out. So.
Yeah, that's a great point, Dave. Thanks. So that's what we call Advantage Preferred, and that's at the point where we start to recommend your agency based on what the consumer was looking for to that consumer. You can go to the next page. And this is the last offer we have. And many of you have this, have version 1, generation 1 of this product. It's called Advantage Professional. And as you may have seen in the beginning, this is really set up for the digitally focused, digitally advanced agency. Because what we're going to do here, we're not just going to recommend you, we're going to refer that consumer to you directly. We're going to put the two of you in touch with each other, and the shopper's going to have a chance to call you, email you. You can email the shopper. We even offer them the ability to set up an appointment, but it's a true referral. And so when we say a digitally connected agency, you've got to be in a position to respond to these referrals very quickly. So a shopper comes through and they're doing their online shopping. If you're referred to them and they're referred to you, you really need to get together with them pretty quickly. You go to the next slide. As we talk, this is what a referral looks like. The one in the middle with the green arrow, you've received a new referral. This is the email you get. The consumer has also been given your agency information and a phone number. And then down there in the left where the green circle is, we actually offer the consumer the ability to request a meeting with you in the next business day in 2-hour windows. So we can't stress enough that these are timely transactions, right? If you get a referral, you really need to pay attention quickly to it, respond quickly to it, and many of you do, and it works out great. And we even let the consumer request a meeting with you the next day. So as you can see, it really kind of becomes part of your business day, and you can get a referral at any time. So that's why we offer a professional with referrals. But if you don't want referrals coming in at all times and have to drop what you're doing and talk to a referral or reach back to a referral, that's when we would kind of go back to Advantage Preferred. And that's where we just make a recommendation to the consumer about you and they call you. And so it lets you kind of manage your business day a little bit different. So that's why we built the two products. Don't need to, understand the whole thing today. We're going to share with you a way to get a hold of us, and we'll take you through all of this. But that's the big difference between Advantage Preferred and Advantage Professional.
So Marc, on that point, what are some best practices that you all have found that agencies that have gone to this referral-based service a setup of how they intake that information? Is it the agency principal? Is it a designated producer? What have you guys found any kind of recipe for that?
Yeah, we have. Unfortunately, it's not one answer. Depending on the size of the agency, it could be the principal. Depending on the size of the agency, it could be a producer, 2 producers, 3 producers. But the key is responsiveness.
Okay.
So the key is knowing that you really just have to have a process, a workflow process in your office, that when a referral comes in, someone has to touch base with that referral right away just to get them talking so they know that their online search was responded to very quickly. Because if they don't hear back in just a couple of minutes, they're going to go back to the next agency on the list and start the process again.
So would this come into an agent's email portal, or how would they receive this referral?
Right. So as we set up the profile, we'll let them choose the email they want it to come to. We'll assign a phone number. You see Charlie Consumer there in the middle. We'll assign a phone number, but when that phone rings, it will go right into their agency. We set the number so that we can record the calls for the agents, but it'll come right into their agency however they want to set it up with email and phone number. Like the phone number can come into the main desk. The phone number can come into a producer. We work with the agent on the onboarding to set all of that up to meet their needs.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep, and then this is just to kind of wrap up. Okay. Was there another question, Dave?
No, I didn't know if I advanced one too many slides.
No, you're good. Yeah,
we're good.
No, this is great. And just to reiterate, how it happens again, we're referring your agent to these high intent insurance shoppers. We want to match them with the appetite of the agency. We refer them in a way that they expect to speak with someone or hear from someone very quickly. And once again, it's a 60-mile radius of consumers. So if you go to the next slide, we have an illustration of what that looks like. So wherever your office is, your referral radius is 60 miles from your office being the center. So in this case, this is a 60-mile radius. All consumer traffic that comes through, all consumers that match the appetite of that agent for Advantage Professional get a 60-mile radius of consumers.
Mark, what's the background of the 60-mile radius? What drove that decision?
Well, I think just over time, the research we've done, your basic profile has a 10-mile radius,
okay.
So you get consumers from within 10 miles. We used to have different radii based on the product. Now it's really two. It's either 10-mile for basic or it's 60-mile for the Advantage suite of products. So it's basically, it's basically within an hour. Yeah, that was kind of the theory that started it. And it's kind of, there are some agents in highly populated areas that don't want 60 miles. We're working on a way that they can kind of set their radius smaller, as strange as that might sound. But 60 miles out seems to be kind of the fair radius for consumers to find you as an agent.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny you say that because, even around here, we talk about that hour distance of people traveling to come to a class or to attend an event, and so that 60 miles normally is pretty good metrics.
Right. You can go to the next slide. And so that's kind of the complete overview. That's Advantage Professional. Once again, we put at the top here on this slide, digitally responsive agencies, right? So it's no shame to run your business day like you want to run it and have consumers have you recommended to a consumer and leave the onus on that buyer to call you. That's what Advantage Preferred does, and we're very happy with that. We have agents who are happy with that setup. But if you really want to dive in and build your foundational digital footprint, this Advantage Professional profile, and then have consumers find you, they are ready to buy. When they find you, you've really got to be willing to respond to them immediately. You can just click all four of these. This is just a review. It's just going to show the products again, give you an idea of what the pricing is. We say starting at about $1.50 a day for Advantage Profile, about 50 cents more for Profile SEO, about twice that for the Advantage Preferred, where we're recommending you to shoppers who are looking for what you want to write. And then the last piece is the referral piece, starts at about $6 a day.
So you acknowledged earlier when I asked, so really during the COVID, this platform grew about 15% over that length of time. Is that correct, Mark?
The platform. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Dave. Sorry. These programs. Yes, these programs. Yes, we are at an all-time high for Advantage subscribers, and we've added about 15% more since COVID started. Right, because this really allows you to work remotely and stay in touch with your consumers. And it really allows you to focus your message to them so they can find you and do business online. That's correct. Yeah. This is kind of the last slide. The last informational slide, and then we have one more. But this kind of just goes through and kind of compares all four profiles. I'm not going to go back through it. It's what I've just been talking about. But just understand, we've tried to build these four different profiles to meet all of the needs of independent agents. Whether you just want to show up on the national directory and be understood, whether you want to plug your social media and your agency website into our SEO domain authority and be found, whether you want us to recommend you to shoppers as they come online, answer some questions, find what they need, we'll recommend your agency and then they can call you, or all the way down on the right where we actively put shoppers and agents together in real time so that the agent can meet the needs of that insurance shopper.
Well, folks, as we wind down the presentation, certainly if you have questions or you have some information that you would like for Mark and the team to talk about, now's your opportunity.
Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Just one more slide.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. I was just trying to
great.
encourage
Sorry.
questions.
Yep. No problem. We'll take questions anytime. Yeah. I just didn't want to tell them about the discount that you guys give them.
No, we're going to, there's advantages to being an FAIA member, Mark, and this is one of them, right?
Absolutely. This is a big one. So sorry, yeah, I didn't get the sequence right, but yeah, we want to make sure that you understand. The FAIA has been a great all states partner with TrustedChoice.com since the program started. So about to go into year 7, and that means they've been very supportive of you, their members, because they help us fund all of those geo-targeted content pages. So we're able to build all of those pages and post them online with partners like the FAIA. So we're thrilled to work with the group there. We've done very well in working with them. And a big part of this partnership is any member of the FAIA does always get a 10% Advantage subscription discount. If you go to our Buy Now store online through the National Directory and through the Advantage site, you can put in Gold 10 at checkout. But if you want to kind of walk through it and get some help, I recommend you either come to our website, trustedchoice.com/advantage, or call our sales number here. And we have sales execs who can walk you through this whole process, tell you the exact pricing, tell you how the onboarding works, can do the whole thing for you.
Yeah, that's a great point, because, some people, Mark, feel more comfortable, as they do in the insurance buy, talking to somebody and not doing everything online. So that's
exactly.
You have 2 ways to do that. So speaking of the website, are these different 4 different models, are they visible on the Trusted Choice site, and are they easy to find?
Yes. So right here at trustedchoice.com/advantage, you will see the couple slides before this, but you'll see great explanations and all the products and features of all 4 products we just talked about, which I recommend you kind of go through that and read through that. And then, like I said, email us, call the sales number, and we'll have a sales exec kind of take you through all the options, get some information about your agency, and then probably make a recommendation which profile we think is best, but you certainly have options of all 4.
Yeah. And I think the other advantage, right, Mark, is that because you have 4 profiles here, you're going to find a need for each agent that calls you. You can put them into one of those boxes, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you joined the Big I for many reasons, but one of which we feel should be to be found and understood online, and that's what these profiles allow you to do.
All right, Mark, here we go. Do the backlinks direct to the independent agent's own website or a landing page on trustedchoice.com? Do the backlinks direct to okay, you got it?
I think so, yeah. The backlinks directly link to the agency website and any of the social media channels that the agency has. And I'll let Viviana expand on that, but right to the website and the social media assets.
The backlinks, pretty much backlinks are anything that links back to your own properties. And there's few advantages to that. One, yes, then when the consumer visits your profile, they can come and visit your own web properties. But 2, I think the biggest advantage of those backlinks is that you're getting the SEO boost. So because you're linked on trustedchoice.com, Google's recognizing that we're telling Google that you are an authoritative figure as well on insurance. So Google's also recognizing that not only is trustedchoice.com know what they're talking about, but so do you, because we're telling Google that you're also an authoritative figure, meaning that it's going to help your website when people are also searching for insurance in your area, making you a much more stronger website when people are searching on Google.
Yeah, great point. Great point. All right, folks. Again, if you have a question, we certainly have 3 key people that can help you direct you in your digital presence online. We're going to continue be in this mode regardless of what happens with COVID, and going back to, we were at some meetings this week, and every agency we talked to, some are fully in, some are 50-50, some are totally remote. But they're still conducting business. They're still taking client, online indications. They're still providing the great service. here's another tool that you put in your tool belt to seek and find customers and them to find you. So I certainly, as Marc said, we've been a partner of this for 7 years. We think strongly about it. Julia, Paul Peoples, Agatha, the whole team here in communications is well schooled in this. So if you have any questions and want a little more information before you reach out to Marc and his team, certainly reach out to us at FAIA and we'll certainly help. But we're all behind this because we see, again, the value of being part of this platform, being part of these programs to help you in this digital world. So, and Julia, you're absolutely welcome to give you a shout out as you do a lot with the team here with trustedchoice.com. So, but I'm going to talk for another minute or so, Marc, and we'll see if we get any other questions. So, but I want to thank you guys for being on this morning. I think it really laid it out in very good detail of the different price points, the different advantages for each program, and how you can advance your presence on the web by each one of these, these subscriptions. So certainly highly recommend each of you. If you're not involved in learning more about this, certainly reach out. We can put you in touch with the team at trustedchoice.com. So let me do something here as we're still waiting on a few other questions. So let's see. Upcoming shows. May 7th, our folks from Ivans will be on about creating a process for agents, solutions, making you more efficient. I know we get some of that sometimes that some of the carriers don't download and you kind of shy away from them. So our friends at Ivans will be on talking about that. And then May 14th, folks, sessions just a few weeks from being over. We've got a lot of activity up here in Tallahassee about the property insurance reform bills, about PIP, about disclosure forms. Just the list goes on. I hope many of you are following B.G. Murphy in his blog that he posts in his videos each week talking about the legislative session. But we'll have Laura and B.G. on talking about the 2021 session and learn all about what passed and unfortunately what didn't, so on and so forth. So, Marc, is it possible for an Advantage professional agency to have this presentation made to the entire staff? Wow. They want you guys live to just their group. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. We'd be happy to do that.
Okay. All right. So what I'll do, Vicki, is I will put you in touch with Marc and the team, and you guys can work out the details on that. So thanks, Marc, for doing that. I think that'd be good.
Absolutely. Yeah, you bet. We'd be happy to do it.
In the past, there was an additional charge for refined leads. Is that still the case?
Right. So I didn't, with the time allotted, I didn't get into all the details of the subscriptions, but Advantage Professional does have the claim it function where you can purchase leads, which, those are shoppers that didn't necessarily go all the way through the funnel and select an agent. You can still purchase those leads. There is a separate price for that, but it's completely optional. So you'll be able to see those leads. And if it's a life and annuity need, it'll be $10. And the agent would own that lead. If it's a personal lines lead, it'll be $15. And if it's a commercial lines lead, it'll be $20. But once again, we'll take you through how that entire claimant process works. You have the ability to see what the lead looks like, the answers to their funnel questions, and then decide if you'd like to buy it. If you buy that lead, you own it. It's yours. If you pass on it, no harm, no foul. We take you through that as part of the Advantage Professional subscription.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great point, and certainly again, we can put you in touch with Marc and the team about some of these nuances, and certainly get online or on a telephone call, and he and the team can walk you through that. So,
absolutely.
Yep. All right, folks, don't forget, we are planning an in-person convention in June at the Rosen Shingle, and registrations have been open for a while. The room block is filling up, so if you plan on attending, we strongly recommend you get online and at least reserve your room right now, because we certainly want you to stay at the host hotel with us. And then check out the breakout sessions. We are going to have a dynamic number of breakout sessions and speakers again this year. So check us out. Get online, register today. Certainly get your room, and look forward to seeing you at an in-person event. It'll be smaller. We know it. And we want to do everything we can to be safe and make everybody feel comfortable. So certainly consider attending our 2021 convention, Waves of Change, and we look forward to seeing you there. For our first in-person meeting through this COVID environment. So, and then lastly, thanks for attending. We do appreciate it. We do appreciate Christine and Viviana and Marc from TrustedChoice.com for being on this morning. Great presentation, provided some great insight on the programs and the different levels that you can participate in, and certainly encourage you to reach out to us here at FAI or certainly TrustedChoice.com to gain more information. That maybe you're on the fence, maybe you're thinking this level would be beneficial for me, or maybe this level would or would not. Have those conversations, walk through it, get a comfort level for what's going on, because the digital age and how you're found and how you're seen within your community. And, Marc made a good point, as people are trying to appoint agencies, I suspect, Marc, these types of metrics are probably on their radar now of where agencies are placed in the digital platform. Don't you think?
Absolutely, they are. We work with our company partners all the time, and they look for things like that, right?
Yeah, it's great point. So, as we progress and continue to stay as an independent insurance agent, these are the tools that you're going to have to continue to grow into. I know many of us are uncomfortable, but I think the team at TrustedChoice.com and certainly here at FAI can help you create a little more comfort, and then you could take advantage of these programs to help your agency grow and prosper, because that's our goal here at FAI and certainly TrustedChoice.com. So again, Marc, thank you so much for you and the team being on this morning. We really appreciate it. I'll get you the information about Vicki about doing a one-off session, because she wants her entire team to hear how these programs can work and benefit their agency. So I think that's a great opportunity. If others want to reach out as well, let us know, and we'll put you in touch with Marc as well for a one-off private tutoring session about TrustedChoice.com. So.
Dave, you're very welcome. Thanks so much for having us. We very much enjoyed it, and we're happy to help anytime we can.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Marc. Thanks, Viviana. Thanks, Christine. And folks, have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. Some of us are going to get a lot of rain over the weekend, but you know what? That's it's springtime, and we need the rain around here to make things bloom, and we'll get ready for the summer season before you know it. So. Dave Newell signing off for Friday Morning Live. We'll see you on May the 7th, and enjoy your weekend, folks.